What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming at you with another video, and today is just going to be a really quick video, one that I had promised years and years ago that I never ended up doing. And today we're going to be taking a look at my physical media movie collection, which this is one of my shelves. And we're going to go through each shelf and talk a little bit about the organization, maybe point out a few movies I like here and there. I've got 3 shelves in total right now, and we're gonna just start at the top and just talk a little bit about each one. So over here is my top shelf of this one right here, and I separate all my movies by genre. Also, excuse the background noise if you can hear. I am running a load of laundry right now, so. But yeah, I separate all my movies by genre, so normally each shelf is its own genre, for the most part. There is a few exceptions, but this top shelf that we'll start out right here is my historical epics. So these are all my historical epic movies, and then these two are just placeholders right now. There's 2 collector's editions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles complete series, and then the Gundam Wing collector's edition Blu-ray set. Absolutely love Gundam Wing, so had to get that. But over here are my my historical epics. I've got some cool stuff in here like Troy, the director's cut. I like this edition of Troy, but I'm not a huge fan of the director's cut, so I actually prefer the theatrical cut, which I have here. The only way to get the theatrical cut is on DVD, so I have the widescreen DVD. I wish it was on Blu-ray, but the theatrical cut is stuck on DVD. The collector's edition has a bunch of special features, so that's why I keep that around, even though I'm not a fan of the director's cut. Last Samurai is another good one I really like. Cleopatra is a super long movie, so is Quo Vadis, or Vadis, I don't know, speak Latin. Last Duel is another one I really enjoy. Gladiator I have a duplicate of. I've got the Steelbook here, and then I've got this 4K double set with Braveheart. And I also have the Braveheart Blu-ray. The Braveheart Blu-ray I kept because it's packed full of special features, and the Gladiator 4K, I just wanted the 4K. These are both bare bones releases, these 4Ks, so I kept both of these for special features purposes. And then I've got Kingdom of Heaven Director's Cut is another good one. I've got Apocalypto by Mel Gibson. 300, The Woman King, The Duelist by Ridley Scott. So that's my historical epic, or like war movie section, if you will. Moving down one shelf, we have my adventure and fantasy shelf. I've combined the two into one because I kind of see a lot of overlap between adventure films and fantasy films. So like, for instance, I've got Romancing the Stone here and The Lost City, but I also have the Lord of the Rings films and Indiana Jones. I've got the first 4 Indiana Jones movies on DVD. I haven't seen the newest one yet, so I've got Romancing the Stone on Blu-ray over here, and I have a duplicate because the Jewel of the Nile Blu-ray is really hard to find, and so I don't have that one on Blu-ray. I just have this DVD double pack right now. Mark of Zorro is really cool. It's an older Zorro film. I really enjoy that one. Got the Jurassic Park 1 and 2. I don't know where the second one is. Right there. The Lost World. I like that. I do have a few like homemade like stuff in here. So I've got this fan edit of the Hobbit trilogy, because I do have the theatrical Hobbits down there and the theatrical Blu-ray of Lord of the Rings down there, but I also have this fan edit of The Hobbit that condenses it into one 4-hour movie, because my opinion the Hobbit movies were way too bloated, so this is my preferred way to watch The Hobbit. So my preferred viewing of the Lord of the Rings is I'll watch this Hobbit and then the 3 extended editions, but I actually don't mind the theatrical versions of Lord of the Rings, so I'll watch those on occasion on Blu-ray because, increased resolution, and it's, a little bit shorter if I don't have the 4 hours. And the Hobbit theatrical cut is the only way I can stand that officially. Cannot stand the extended edition, so I don't own that one. I've got my favorite fantasy movie, Dragonheart on 4K. Absolutely love Dragonheart. I grew up with that one. And then I've got the sequels here as well. I've got Dragonheart 3, 4, and 5. And then Dragonheart 2 I have on DVD over here because Dragonheart 2 is not very good. I've got the Arrow Video collection of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Absolutely love that. The Underworld movies are a huge favorite, and I've got all of the limited edition steelbooks for those, including the new one, Blood Wars, which is the hardest one of those to get. Dungeons and Dragons, great movie. Warcraft movies, great movie. So let's move on down to the next shelf. This one is probably my most sparse shelf. Wizard of Oz Collector's Edition just kind of lives here. I've got a pop figure of Castiel. And this is our musical shelf. I'm not a big fan of musicals, so I don't really buy a whole lot of them. My wife likes musicals, so my favorite musical is probably this one right here. I like, not that one, oops. The Producer's Remake I really like. I've not actually seen the original, but I really like the remake one right here. And I also don't mind Les Mis, which we've got over there, but it's not a big favorite of mine. And then moving down, these two shelves are both TV. So that's why I said most of the time one shelf is a genre. One of the exceptions here is my TV shelf. So because I have an Excel sheet that catalogs all of my discs. And basically in my Excel sheet, each TV series counts as one entry. So these will only count as one in my catalog. And in total, I have 1,270-ish different titles. So we've got all of Stargate SG-1. One of the seasons is upstairs, so that's why it's not there. All of Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe. I've got 3 seasons of SpongeBob. I've got the Orville. All of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All of Angel. All of Lost. Season 4 is also at the Entertainment Center. All of Teen Titans, all of the original Battlestar Galactica. I've got a couple custom stuff because at the time of me, I made all these customs, and at the time they weren't doing physical releases of The Mandalorian and like Obi-Wan Kenobi or anything like that, so I made some custom stuff. I've also got Rings of Power Season 1. I've also got, Moon Knight I really liked. I only have the first season of Supernatural because I want to get all of it, but it's still like $200, so it's a little expensive for my taste. I've got the, Australian release, no, that's the English release of Wheel of Time because I love that show. Rest in peace, Wheel of Time. Save wheeloftime.com. And then down here, we got the Simpsons collection. I only go up to, I think I only have up to season 8. Yeah, I only have the first 8 seasons because those are the ones I enjoy the most. I've got up to season 15 of South Park because I don't really watch anything past that anyway. All of that 70s show, all of the original series Star Trek, so good. All of Andromeda, which is okay. I've got King of Queens. That's a pretty funny show. First 2 seasons of Stranger Things. I wish the rest of them were out. Ninja Turtles, the Fox version. I love the Fox version of Ninja Turtles. Friends and Game of Thrones, both on Blu-ray, and House of Dragon Season 1 on 4K. All right, so that is shelf number 1. And now let's move on to shelf number 2. All right, and here we are at shelf number 2. Here's an overview of that. So for these shelves, as certain genres get a little bit more packed, I will stack them in front like this, but I won't do more than this. I won't put any, I'll try not to put any up here, because then I won't be able to see in the back like that. So this top shelf is one of my wife's favorite shelves, and this is our mainstream Disney animated releases. This is only Disney animated stuff. And up here we've got a signed photo of Princess Jasmine and Aladdin by the talking voice actors for both characters. And we'll move this out of the way. And we pretty much have every mainline Disney animated film. So, including, of course, my favorite, the WALL-E 4K. But yeah, we pretty much got all of the Disney stuff. My wife's a big Disney fan, so had to get that. So down here is our normal family movies. So these are just non-Disney animated films and other family-friendly movies. I do have this section has expanded quite a bit because I do have a daughter now, so we do watch. We are going to utilize this section quite a bit. But we've got Willy Wonka, Heavyweights is a favorite of mine, Narnia, Ants, Ninja Turtles, Flubber, just a whole lot of stuff. We got Scoob, 102 Dalmatians. So this right here, I am looking for 101 Dalmatians, the live action with Glenn Close. It's a really hard DVD to find. I found this one just by chance for $2. Both this and the 101 are really hard to find. I'd like to find 101 at some point. And then behind here we've got more movies like the 80s Ninja Turtles, Flight of the Navigator, Neverending Story, the Shrek movies, all of them. All Dogs Go to Heaven, Casper, Horton Hears a Who, Gremlins, SpongeBob movies, Paddington 1 and 2, Frosty the Snowman. Just a lot of films that are family friendly. We got Goosebumps. Sorry, I'm trying to reorganize that with one hand. And then moving down to the next shelf, this is anime. So this is anime. This combines both anime movies and TV shows. So we have one shelf here, and it flows down into this shelf here. I do enjoy anime, as you might be able to guess. The other thing is anime. I've been collecting anime. Is probably how I started doing physical movie collection, was mostly by collecting anime, because anime goes out of print super fast, and anime doesn't come back in print very often. So a lot of stuff, like for instance, this copy of Tekkaman Blade is the only English release for Tekkaman Blade, the complete collection, and it is stupid expensive because it was released very small batch and is now pretty much impossible to find. Same thing with I think Serial Experiments Lane came back into print at one point, but I think it's out of print again. And this is the original DVD release. Digimon is out of print right now, this one right here, and I also have, I'm not going to show you, but I do have this signed by Steve Blum, who's the voice of Guillemon. For instance, this is out of print, super hard to find. I absolutely love this show, it's a great comedy. Jinky Extend is out of print, I think. Chobits is still in print. I love Chobits. Clannad's my favorite anime. That is still in print. Gundam Wing. All of the Ghibli stuff, pretty much. What else do I got back here? I've got another Kubo and the Two Strings. Gundam Zeta. Garzy's Wing's out of print. It's also the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I've got Code Geass back there, parts 1 and 2. I believe those are out of print right now. Go Sick, so good. Love Go Sick. I think that's out of print too. We've got Gundam Unicorn. That's the original release. This is right before they got picked up by Right Stuff, so each one's only 2 episodes, and they were only doing DVDs at the time, so I got them on DVD because that's all they had at the moment. School Rumble, I believe, is out of print. What else do I have? That's I think Death Note's still in print, maybe? I don't know. Escaflowne. Love me some Escaflowne. This is the original release right here with the original dub. That's the superior version. And then that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about anime-wise. We're going to move on down to the action films. So down here we've got, my James Bonds. I've got the Timothy Dalton movies. I've got all of the Daniel Craigs. I've got all of the Pierce Brosnan, all of the Sean Connery. I don't have any Roger... Wait, no, I have one Roger Moore down here somewhere. I've got Man with the Golden Gun. That's my favorite Roger Moore one. I've got Mission Impossible 1. I don't have any of the other ones. Vertical Limit. The first 3 Jason Bourne movies. I think those are the best ones anyway. I've got Tenet. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. I own all of his movies. I've got Young Guns, Young Guns 2. Yeah, Top Gun and the new Top Gun as well. I like both of those. Tombstone's really good. Yeah, pretty decent size collection there. All right, so that concludes shelf number 2. Let's go on to shelf number 3. All right, and we're at shelf number 3. Sorry, it's at a weird angle. It's kind of in the corner over here, but I'll give my best to film this. My wife's laptop bag, I just noticed, is on the ground down here, and there is a ball pit ball for my daughter. So the top shelf is horror, and we got superheroes, and then that's sci-fi, and then that massively overpacked section is comedies, and then the bottom is drama. So we'll just start up here with the horror movies, because I know that's like what a lot of people enjoy the most. I'm pretty much the only one who watches horror movies in this household, so these are all just for me mostly. We got some good stuff up there. The Pyramid, Constantine I kind of put up here in the horror movies just because I think it fits best in this genre. All the Friday the 13th, which they're all right. Doctor Sleep's really good. Night of the Living Dead. I'm a big fan of vampire movies, so you'll notice like a lot of versions of Dracula and other vampire stuff. I got some like one of these cheap Anchor Bay zombie movie collections that has like the Crazies and a couple other ones. The Crazies is pretty good. I've got Jaws on 4K. Love me some Jaws. And my favorite horror movie is Scream. So I've got the Scream 4K, and this is the Scream 2 on 4K. I don't know where the original Scream 4K is right now, but it's in here somewhere. We got 2 more versions of Dracula, Dracula Untold, and Bram Stoker's Dracula with Keanu Reeves. Happy Death Day is really good. I like that one. Dreamcatcher's pretty good too. Club Dread's a weird one. That's all I'm going to say about that. Dracula 2000, I think, is underrated. I like that a lot. Freaky is okay. Mr. Brooks is good. Signs in the Village, big M. Night Shyamalan fan, so I've got Sixth Sense up here as well, even though it's kind of not really that scary. Seven, Panic Room. I also kind of lumped thrillers into here, so we also have The Descent, is a terrifying movie. I think that's such a terrifying movie. These are some of my more recent acquisitions. Abigail was really good. I just watched that for the first time a couple months back. Scream, the newest one. I just got this one on DVD. Thank you, Dryer. This is the newest Scream. I only got it on DVD because I wasn't a huge fan. 30 Days of Night, Poltergeist, Dracula 2, which is the sequel to Dracula 2000. It's okay. Knock at the Cabin. Megan. Super underrated. I love campy horror. Invisible Man. This one's really good. I got that on 4K as well. Gotta love me some Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And then I got some more. Let me just move these out of the way real quick. Got some more stuff back here like Carrie and The Babadook, It, Conjuring, Wishmaster collection's really good. Oh, there's the Scream 4K right there. Parasite, I guess I kind of put that in there. I got some more obscure stuff like Jack Frost, Unmasked Part 25, Silence of the Lambs on Criterion Collection, so good. American Werewolf in London, Crimson Peak, Mirrors, that's okay. And Return of the Living Dead 3, because that's the only one I really liked out of that series. And yeah, that's my horror collection. Got some good stuff in there. And then we're going to move down to my superhero collection. So, just off the rip, I have every MCU movie. I've seen every MCU movie in theaters. I probably say that in most of my movie-related videos. But I do have every MCU film that's released currently. I think that this is the most recent one right now, which is Captain America: Brave New World. And I do have most of the pre-Disney Marvel films. Like I've got the Eric Bana Hulk, which I really liked, actually. I've got, I think Ghost Rider's around here somewhere. The original Fantastic Four. There's Ghost Rider. I've got both versions of Spider-Man. I've got Amazing Spider-Man right there. That's 4K. And then I've got I think I've got the Blu-ray set for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man somewhere. Where's that? Oh yeah, there's this. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Yep, I've got all of the X-Men stuff. Sorry that is just kind of me just waving a camera around, but it's the only real way I know how to show my entire collection. I got Blue Beetle. I just finished getting all the DCU films now that they're all done. I actually liked the DCU for the most part. There are things I didn't like about it, but I thought it was better than a lot of people gave it credit for. So I actually liked, Man of Steel was really good. I liked the Snyder cut more than the obviously Joss Whedon version of Justice League. Shazam's really good. I didn't even mind Shazam 2. It was okay. I still need to watch Blue Beetle and never actually ended up watching that one, but I do own it. And let's move on down to sci-fi. This is probably one of my favorite genres, so I've got a lot of 4Ks in my sci-fi section here. And yeah. So I've got, Pitch Black, AI, Starship Troopers 1 through 3. I've got all of the Planet of the Apes on Blu-ray and 4K. I have all the originals on Blu-ray because there is no 4K for the originals, which is just a crime, really. And then I've got all of the new ones on 4K, including Kingdom, which I just picked up recently. I got The Creator. I watched that in theaters. That was pretty good. Both Dunes I have on 4K. Solaris, Seconds. Transcendence I just picked up on DVD because it was all right. I've got all of the Star Wars films. Rogue One is probably one of my favorite newer ones. I've got Terminator 2 on 4K. I know it gets a bad rap, but it's still better than the Blu-ray, I think. Men in Black 1 through 3 on 4K. I've got, this is this big one. Blade Runner, the 5-disc collection with all the different cuts. I've got the DVD version of Terminator 2 as well, just for special features. I do also have a few customs in this section, like the holiday special on Blu-ray for the Star Wars. I also have Interstellar. Like I said, big Christopher Nolan fan. Galaxy Quest is really good. And let's move these off to the side so I can show some of these. I've got the rest of my Star Wars stuff in here. In Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Stargate movies. I've got The Force Awakens down there. Ad Astra is really good. Maze Runner trilogy is pretty good too, surprisingly. Spaceballs, the limited edition metal pack. I love the cover for this. Super great. And it comes with a bumper sticker, which I haven't used because I don't want to. I've got some more custom stuff in here. Like this is the Adiwan version of A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. They're kind of like special editions. They take the special editions and get rid of all the dumb stuff, but also add, it extends the Death Star fight sequence, which I thought was really cool. But that's a fan project that I have on Blu-ray. I've got Moon. I've also got the newest Men in Black on 4K, Waterworld on 4K. I've got all 3 of the new Star Treks on 4K. And these right here are the best thing right here. This is the Star Wars 4K 77 film scan of the theatrical print with no digital noise reduction on Blu-ray. And I've got the same thing with the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Those are my preferred ways to watch the original trilogy. So move all these back over, and then we'll move on down to the comedy section. And I also have all the Hunger Game movies too, which I know there's a new one coming out, so I'm excited for that. Probably going to watch that in theaters. And I'm not going to move these around because these ones are tightly packed, but this is my largest, according to my Excel sheet, I have the most comedy films. So I've got, let's see, one that we really like is Year One, which is right here. Really enjoy Year One. That's actually, I think, an underrated comedy film. 22 Jump Street and 21 Jump Street. I've got both of those on Blu-ray. Those are really good. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Fantastic. The Robot Chicken Star Wars movies. I've got all 3 of them. I don't know where the other one's at. It's in there somewhere. Joe Dirt, Bruce Almighty, A Blast from the Past. Gotta love that one. That's a good one. And then also Loaded Weapon 1. It's great. Let's see. We also have some Laurel and Hardy. I love Laurel and Hardy. That's one of my favorite classic comedians. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Tag. These are my 2 most recent acquisitions. I just got Me, Myself, and Irene. I really like that. It's probably one of my favorite. Jim Carrey's. And then Evolution. is another one I really like. I've got Barbie back there. I've got True Lies, Mallrats, all of the Austin Powers on Blu-ray. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I might replace that edition because it just takes up so much space. It's got this fake. It's got this fake VHS cover, but it's just the standard Blu-ray edition in a VHS style case, which kind of takes up a lot of space. And this also gives me ample opportunity to talk about Velocipaster. Check out Velocipaster if you haven't. It's just amazing. I love Velocipaster. I put it in the comedy section, even though it can kind of be considered a horror because it has horror elements, but it's so funny that I put it in the comedy section. Down here, the last shelf that I have in my collection is my dramas. It's kind of dark down here, so you can't really see the back row at all, but it's loaded with things like, we can see like Gangs of New York's up here, Apollo 13, Where Dreams May Come, Double Indemnity. Dragonfly was actually surprisingly good. I didn't hear a lot of things talked about that, but that was actually surprisingly good. Torment, which is a British film. School Ties with more Brendan Fraser. The Box. This is a surprisingly hard movie to find on Blu-ray, but definitely well worth it if you're a fan of like Donnie Darko. Same director. Donnie Darko's also in this section somewhere, probably in the back row. Stranger Than Fiction, Oppenheimer on 4K. Gotta have Oppenheimer on 4K because, you know, Christopher Nolan. Dead Poets Society, Lincoln, The Crush, which I don't think The Crush has a Blu-ray. I may be wrong. Basic Instinct, The Iron Claw. These are my more recent grabs down here. These are the ones I just grabbed pretty recently. I got Iron Claw, Wild Things, Fear, Wall Street. Emma is one that my wife wanted. I don't know much about that one. Life is Beautiful. I have been looking for this movie for a long time. Found it for $3, so can't beat that. And Lincoln, you know, gotta love that. All right, so that is the third shelf, and it is packed. So like I said, I've got about 1,270-ish movies and TV shows, mostly movies, in my collection. And I mean, that's the best I could do, showing you it without actually taking every single thing down. But let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. I know this was kind of a weird video of me just waving a camera around, but if you enjoyed this movie, let me know, because I always like talking about my movie collection. And I told you I would do this when I moved into my house like 3 years ago, but then I had a kid and, you know, got backed up with a bunch of other stuff. So never really got around to it till now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.